Good evening, this is TCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ning Hui Kim Khong Sai. First, the headlines. Kuki-Zo Bodies announced its complete shutdown on May 3rd to observe March's one-year Remembrance Day under the theme Kuki-Zo Awakening Day. Manipur completes first phase of deportations of illegal immigrants from Myanmar. Lawyer moves Supreme Court seeking examinations of COVID-shield vaccine side effects, compensation for those who suffered adverse effects. Armed men allegedly loot 20 lakhs from SBI branch in Churachandpur district. News in detail. A total shutdown has been called by the Committee on Tribal Unity, KOTU, Cedar Hills, Kangpokpi District on May 3rd to observe March's one-year Remembrance Day. The shutdown will be rigorously enforced in Cedar Hills, Kangpokpi District on May 3rd, marking the solemn occasions of the Kuki-Zo March's one-year Remembrance Day. The Kuki-Zo Committee will solemnly commemorate the Kuki-Zo March's one-year Remembrance Day, rallying under the powerful theme, Be Strong and Courageous, drawn from Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. To mark the occasions, Committee on Tribal Unity KOTU Cedar Hills Kangpokpi District has called for a total shutdown on May 3rd. The event will be held at Martyr Cemetery in Paisang Village, Cedar Hills Kangpokpi District, under the aegis of the Committee on Tribal Unity, KOTU Cedar Hills Kangpokpi District, with the resounding slogan, You sacrifice your today for our tomorrow. The total shutdown will commence from midnight of May 2 and culminate on midnight of May 3rd. As directed by KOTU, the Kuki-Zo Committee will display unity and respect by hosting black flags at their respective homes on May 3rd to commemorate Remembrance Day. They will also observe a candlelight vigil from 7 p.m. onwards in their respective homes. Additionally, the same candlelight vigil will be held along the national highway from Gamgipai to Tapo and in all bazaar areas. During the solemn noon session, a profound gun salute will pay homage to the fallen Kuki-Zo community members, accompanied by candlelight vigil. The entire Kuki-Zo community shall stand unified in commemorating Remembrance Day, donning solemn black attire. After the noon sessions program, KOTU leaders will hand over a memorandum in connections with the Kuki-Zo Separate Administrations Movement to the Prime Minister of India through Deputy Commissioner Kangpokpi. During the observations of Kuki-Zo March's one-year Remembrance Day, no other programs shall be organized by Kuki-Zo individuals or organizations. Traveling, zooming, and other activities are strictly restricted. All residents of the Kuki-Zo community in the districts are obligated to participate in the observations event, scheduled from 11 a.m. to 9 to 3 p.m. Additionally, attendees of Remembrance Day are directed to display a black flag on their vehicles to honor the fallen Kuki-Zo martyrs and demonstrate unity. All churches in Cedar Hills Kangpokpi District will hold a mass prayer within their premises, followed by candlelight vigil outside each church. Observance of one-year May Day ethnic cleansing against Kuki-Zo will be organized tomorrow, the 3rd of May, in all the Kuki-Zo inhabited regions. In Moray, the Kuki-Zo Awakening Day will be organized at Galngam Lentol, Moray. All the Kuki-Zo citizens of Moray are requested to come and attend the Kuki-Zo Awakening Day at Galngam Lentul tomorrow, the 3rd of May, and the program will start at 7 a.m. All the shops and business establishments must be closed during the program, and even public vehicles are requested to halt their business tomorrow. The citizens are further requested to boycott their private programs tomorrow and are kindly reminded to attend the Awakening Day program, which is organized to mark our 1 year suffering in the hands of the atrocious Meiteis. The Awakening Day program is brief as under. Date 3rd May 2024. Time 7 a.m. Venue Moray Gangam Linto, Gamnum Veng, organized by Hill Tribal Council Moray. The first phase of deportations of illegal immigrants from Myanmar has been completed in Manipur on May 2, with 38 immigrants exiting India through Moray. The process was carried out without any discriminations. Additionally, one Indian national was returned from Myanmar during the handover ceremony. The state government is persistently identifying illegal immigrants and recording their biometric data to ensure the security of the nation's borders and the country. Manipur Chief Minister M. Biren Singh issued a warning on April 29, highlighting the alarming proliferations of 996 new villages attributed to illegal immigration. In a post on the microblogging site X, Singh highlighted that the severe threat posed by this phenomenon to both indigenous communities and national security. Singh's post addressed a pressing issue that has been plaguing Manipur and indeed the nations at large for years. Since 2006, there has been a surge in the establishments of new villages across Manipur, largely filled by an unchecked influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring Myanmar. This influx has not only altered the demographic landscape, but has also resulted in the rampant destructions of forest cover, primarily to make way for settlements and illicit activities such as poppy plantations. Furthermore, the encroachment by these illegal immigrants on resources, job opportunities, land, and the rights of indigenous populations has exacerbated tensions within the region. Unidentified armed man has allegedly looted Rs 20 lakhs from a State Bank of India branch in Churachandpur district. However, the exact amount is yet to be ascertained at the time of filing this report. As per our sources, at around 2 p.m. on Thursday, unidentified armed men entered and looted from the K. Salbung branch of State Bank of India in Manipur's Churachandpur district, marking the fourth loot incident in the whole of Manipur ever since the outbreak of ethnic violence in the state. Banks in the districts has seen few other such bank loots in the past. A SBI branch in Churachandpur was allegedly looted of approximately Rs 1.15 crore on September 4, 2020 in broad daylight. Another Axis Bank branch in Churachandpur located at Dedim Road and Thangzam Road Junction was found looted on July 10, 2023. Sources have stated over Rs 1 crore in cash and a huge quantity of gold was found looted on the opening day of the bank on July 10, with the front door of the bank lock found intact. It may be mentioned that a Punjab National Bank PNB in Ukhrul headquarters was allegedly looted of Rs 18.85 lakhs by at least 10 unidentified armed men on November 30, 2023. The entire episode of the SBI Bank loot in Viewland Bazaar in Ukhrul was recorded on CCTV, making it one of the biggest brazen bank heists in Manipur state's history. The Kuki Women Organizations for Human Rights KWOHR is against adopted acts of the so-called Mera Paibis yesterday, 30 April 2024, in snatching of 11 Meitei armed miscreants, namely the Arambai Tingle and the VBIGs from the Mahar Regiment. What is more astonishing in the matter in which a convoy of the centrally deployed Mahar Regiment simply succumbed to the pressures of the pseudo-right activists, Mera Paibis, in letting of those Meitei terrorists whose sole purpose and goal lies in annihilations of the Kuki-Zo community and secessions from the Indian Union. As such, the KWOHR strongly decries the prejudicial act of the Central Security Forces, Mahar Regiment, by compromising military code of conduct, procedures, and principles, much to the detriment of the minority Kuki-Zo community. Hence, it is prudent on the part of the MHA to give clear-cut justifications as to why the 11 Meitei terrorists with proven evidences were released without restraint, while a considerable number of detained Kuki-Zo without evidence are still languishing in jails. It may be recalled that in every attack on Kuki-Zo villages by the Meiteis, the Meira Paibis block or obstruct army convoys from entering Kuki-Zo inhabited areas. If any Kuki-Zo individual is arrested in the future, the KWOHR shall not remain mute spectators any longer, rather, it shall exert any available means and resources to counter such acts of double standards by the security agencies. The KWOHR implores the GOI to rend the Meira Paibis, the dramatic existence of which only exacerbates violence in the state, as it calls for revocations of the FSPA 1958 in the hill areas if the same is not to be re-invoked in the Imphal Valley. Let the same yardsticks of law be applied to all respective of communities, asks KWOHR. The Young Kuki made a press release in regards to the release of 11 Meitei militants who were suspected around bilingual personnel in the Imphal Valley by Mahar Regiment. The release reads, "Mothers play a crucial role in maintaining peace by instilling values of empathy, compassion, and tolerance in their children. They often serve as primary influencers, shaping their children's perspectives and behaviors towards conflict resolutions and cooperation." The release continues to read, however, Meitei mothers, often referred to as Meira Paibis, played a dubious role in Manipur's violence, often casting all mothers in a negative light by inciting violence rather than fostering peace and healing. Meira Paibis are not civil society organizations seeking justice for ordinary citizens, but a missionary of hatred and violence against the Kukis by aligning with Meitei radicals and armed insurgents. They have actively facilitated the isolation of Kuki areas from the valley by blocking the supply of food grains and other essential commodities from the valley to Kuki-dominated districts. The release further reads, "They have also incited young Meitei men to attack and sexually assault Kuki women, block roads to prevent the movement of security forces, check the ID cards of Assam Rifles personnel, to hunt for Kukis among them, travel with armed Meitei militants to the sites of violence, to shield them from the security forces, and force the release of non-insurgents from custody. The Meira Paibis should be held accountable, responsible for the never-ending cycle of bloody violence in the state due to their obstructions in the arrest of the main perpetrators of the violence, who are aided and abetted by CM Biren Singh. The absence of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act in the valley cripples the Armed Forces' ability to combat terrorism. The government of India should immediately reconsider the imposition of AFSPA in the valley to restore peace in the state," reads the release. The United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, USCIRF, has recommended for the 5th consecutive year that the country India be designated as a country of particular concern due to its infringement on religious freedom. In May, clashes between tribal Kuki and Meitei communities erupted in India's northeastern state of Manipur. Violence began after Manipur's High Court requested that the state government consider providing scheduled tribe status to the majority Hindu Meitei people, granting them expanded access to certain benefits. Manipur's minority Christian Kuki community protested that the move would weaken their political and economic status. Months of ongoing violence resulted in the destructions of thousands of homes, targeted attacks on places of worship, and the displacement of over 70,000 individuals. Approximately 400 churches belonging to both Métis and Kukis were destroyed, and many others looted, illustrating a clear religious dimensions to an ethnic conflict. Reports indicated that 2 synagogues belonging to the Bnei Menashe community were damaged. Acts of sexual violence, including gang rape targeting Kuki women by Métis men, were widely reported and articulated in August later by an UN special reporters. UN experts further expressed concern about the role of hate speech and disinformation in inciting violence against the Kuki populations. Eyewitness accounts indicate that Hindu nationalist officials pressure Métis Christian leaders to renounce their faith and observe the indigenous Métis religion, Sanamahism. Citizens accuse the central government and Manipur police of failing to protect places of worship or dispel communal violence. Prior to the outbreak of violence in May, authorities destroyed 3 churches in Imphal, claiming they were illegal. Following clashes in May, Union Home Minister Amit Shah stated that law enforcement had executed 40 members of the Kuki community deemed as terrorist charges that Kukis dispute. Geological Survey of India (GSI) explorers have made a breakthrough, uncovering ancient fossils in Toligram, South Garo Hills of Meghalaya. Estimated to be around 35 to 40 million years old, these fossils await further examinations to determine their exact species. Discovered during the core geo-expeditions explorations earlier this year, the fossils were found in the remote Gongda village near Toligra. The core geo-expedition team, including Tudor Thomas, Milton Sangma, and Selban Manda, expressed the rarity of the find, speculating it could be linked to the genera Rhodesitas or Amulositas, now extinct, considered ancestors of modern whales. The GSI team is set to return to the site for further investigation, marking a significant milestone in paleontological research within India. Thodam Nanav Singh, alias Jingsang Lakpa or Putra, an SRSRC major of the proscribed KCP Noyon organizations, was arrested by Manipur police on May 1st. A .32 pistol, a magazine, and 6 live rounds were retrieved from his possession. Taking to its X-handle, Manipur police wrote on 1st May 2024, security forces arrested one self-styled sergeant major of prescribed outfit KCP Noyon organization, namely Thodam Nanav Singh, alias Jingsang Lakpa, alias Putra, 43 years, from Whitehall area, Thoubal district, State India Today, Northeast. From his possessions, one number of .32 pistol along with magazine and 6 live rounds were recovered. On the other hand, police also apprehended 2 cadres of the proscribed outfit Pripak, pro identified as Naroibam Zoy Sankar, alias Loyumba, alias Kogam, 39 years, and Tingom Suresh, alias Boy, 38 years, from Larry Yangbam Leikai and Kurai Chaithabi, Leirak, Imphal East District, on May 30. Search operations and area dominations were conducted by security forces in the fringe and vulnerable areas of hills and valley districts. Movement of 135 and 257 vehicles along National Highway 37 and National Highway 2, respectively, with essential items have been ensured. Strict security measures are taken up in all vulnerable locations, and a security convoy is provided in sensitive stretches to ensure free and safe movement of the vehicles. A total of 128 nakas or checkpoints were installed in different districts of Manipur, both in the hill and the valley, and police detained 106 persons in connections with violations in different districts of the state. Coming to national news. After reports of pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca admitting that its Covishield vaccine can cause rare side effects, a lawyer has moved the Supreme Court seeking constitutions of a medical expert panel to examine side effects and risk favors of the safe vaccine as well as compensations of those who were severely disabled or died due to the vaccination drive. The plea is filed by advocate Vishal Tiwari, highlighting AstraZeneca's admissions that its AZD1222 vaccine against COVID-19 licensed and sold as Covishield in India can cause low platelet count and formations of blood clots in very rare cases. AstraZeneca has accepted a link between the vaccines and thrombosis with thrombocytopenia syndrome (TDS), a medical condition characterized by abnormally low levels of platelets and the formations of blood clots, states the plea. Tiwari adds that the formula was licensed to Pune-based Serum Institute of India and more than 175 crore Covishield vaccines were administered in the country. He flexed that since COVID-19 pandemics, there has been an increase in the number of deaths due to heart attack and a sudden collapse of persons. Now, after the document filed in UK court by the developer of Covishield, we are compelled to think upon the risk and hazardous consequences of Covishield vaccines which have been administered to the citizens at a large number. Tiwari avers that Covishield vaccines were administered on India government's approach and assurance that it was safe, citing that the vaccine damage payment system in the United Kingdom, it is prayed that those severely disabled by the vaccines be compensated and the union government take up the major on priority so that health of people is not put at risk in future. The relief sought are reproduced below. Issue directions to constitute in the Districts of Health Safety on medical expert panel comprising of medical experts from All India Institute of Medical Science, Delhi, headed by its director and supervised by the retired Honorable Justice of Supreme Court of India, to examine the Covishield vaccine side effects and its risk factors. Issue directions to the Union of India to establish a vaccine damage payment system for the citizens who got severely disabled as a result of vaccinations drive during COVID-19. Issue directions to Union of India to compensate the people who are severely disabled or died because of the side effect of corona vaccine administered to them during COVID-19. Coming to international news. The Senate gave final approval to legislation barring imports of Russian uranium, boosting U.S. efforts to disrupt Russia's wars in Ukraine. Companies in China, Azerbaijan, Belgium, Slovakia, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates were accused of helping Russia acquire technology and equipment from abroad. Washington, the United States has accused Russia of the use of the chemical weapon of chlorpyrifos against Ukrainian troops in the ongoing conflict and has ordered the sanctioning of over 280 individuals and entities to impose additional costs on Russia for its foreign aggressions. The Department of State is concurrently delivering to Congress a determination pursuant to the Chemical and Biological Weapons Control and Warfare Eliminations Act of 1991, CBW Act, regarding Russia's use of the chemical weapon chlorpyrifos against Ukrainian troops. Pursuant to the CBW Act, the department is reimposing restrictions on foreign military financing, U.S. government lines of credit, and export licenses for defense articles and national security sensitive items going to Russia. The U.S. State Department said in an official release Separately, the US said it is most likely the result of Russian forces trying to push Ukrainian forces out of their strongholds and obtain tactical advantages in combat. Russia's ongoing disregard for its obligations to the CWC comes from the same playbook as its operations to poison Alexei Navalny and Sergei and Yulia Skripal with Novikov nerve agents, the State Department said. The US is also putting sanctions on 3 entities of the Russian government that are associated with Moscow's chemical and biological weapons program, and 4 Russian companies that have contributed to such entities. The United States is also today sanctioning more than 280 individuals and entities to impose additional costs on Russia for both its foreign aggressions and internal repressions. In this action, the Department of State is imposing sanctions on more than 80 entities and individuals, including those engaged in the development of Russia's future energy, metals, and mining productions and export capacity, sanctions invasions and circumventions, and furthering Russia's ability to wage its war against Ukraine, the State Department said. In addition to these actions, the US is also sanctioning an additional 3 individuals in connection with the death of Alexei Navalny. All targets are being designated pursuant to Executive Order EO 14024 as amended, which authorized sanctions with respect to specified harmful foreign activities of the government of the Russian Federation, the release read. Slamming Russia, the statement said, the United States will continue to use the tools at its disposal to disrupt support for Russia's military, industrial base, and curtail Russia's use of the international financial system to further its war against Ukraine. We continue to stand in solidarity with Russia striving for a more democratic future and with Ukrainians defending their homeland from Russia's aggression. A famous North Korea defector has revealed how dictator Kim Jong-un annually selects 25 virgin girls to join his pleasure squad. Yeonmi Park, who escaped from North Korea at a young age, said these women are chosen based on their attractiveness and political allegiance. Park disclosed that she herself was scouted twice for this role but was not selected due to her family status. She explained that officials visit classrooms and school years to identify candidates. Once they find some pretty girls, the first thing they do is check into their family status, their political status. They eliminate any girls with family members that have escaped from North Korea or have relatives in South Korea or other countries. She was quoted as saying by the Daily Star. Park divulged more details about the regiment's pleasure squad, setting light on the unsettling practices within Kim Jong-un's inner circle. Park revealed that the selections process for this group entails stringent scrutiny, including medical examinations to verify virginity. Minor imperfections, such as tiny scars, could lead to disqualifications. Only a few selected girls from across North Korea are chosen and relocated to Pyongyang, where their sole purpose is to gratify the dictator's desire. The origins of this pleasure squad trace back to Kim Jong-il's era, Kim Jong-un's father, in the 1970s. Park explained that Kim Jong-il initially conceived the concept to please his father, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-un's grandfather, and secure his succession. According to a British newspaper, the squad has now evolved, mirroring the preferences of its leader. Kim Jong-il favors taller women, while Kim Jong-un prefers small, slender figures and Western-looking features. The pleasure squad is divided into 3 distinct groups. According to Park, one group specializes in massage, another in providing entertainment for Kim Jong-un and his associates, including public appearances as the Morangbong Band. The third group, known as the Sexual Activities Division, is tasked with intimate relations with the dictator and other officials, according to the Daily Star. PAC also underscored the dire circumstances that drive parents to consent to their daughters joining the squad, viewing it as a means to escape starvation. However, membership is not indefinite. When members reach their mid-20s, they are typically married off to the leader's bodyguards, despite skepticism from some quarters regarding hurricanes. PAC maintains that the ruling Kim family are pedophiles who are expected to be worshipped as gods. Her revelations offer a chilling glimpse into the inner working of North Koreans' elite circles, where exploitations and manipulations abound and loyalty to the regime exacts a profound toll. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday, April 30, said Israel will carry out operations in southern Gaza's Rafah regardless of whether a ceasefire and hostage release deal is reached. Meanwhile, a report by news agency AFP citing a top Israeli official stated the government will wait until Wednesday, May 1st night for Hamas' answer to the latest proposal. Netanyahu on Tuesday again vowed to launch an incursion into the southern Gaza city of Rafah, where millions of displaced Palestinians are sheltering amid the ongoing war between Israel and the militant group Hamas. Israel's plan for Rafah has garnered international criticism and condemnations even from its allies, but the Israeli PM has reiterated the need to eliminate Hamas battalions in the southern Gaza city in order to achieve total victory. The idea that we will stop the war before achieving all of its goals is out of the question, said Netanyahu, according to a statement by his office. He added, "We will enter Rafah and we will eliminate Hamas battalions there, with or without a deal, to achieve the total victory." The Israeli PM made the remarks on Tuesday while addressing a small group of families of hostages called the Tikva Forum. The group is distinct from the large group representing the families of captive Israelis in Gaza and has reportedly put crushing Hamas over the freedom of their loved ones. Meanwhile, the group representing the majority of the families of captive Israelis have taken to the streets across the country calling on the government to work out a deal that brings the hostages home, saying it should take precedence over military action. A report by AFP citing a top Israeli official said the government will wait until Wednesday night for a Hamas response to a Gaza truce proposal before it decides whether to send envoys to Cairo for ceasefire talks or not. Israel will make a decision once Hamas provides their answer, the official told AFP on conditions of anonymity, adding that we will wait for answers until Wednesday night and then decide. United States President Joe Biden called on the leaders of Qatar and Egypt on Monday, April 29, to exert all efforts and secure the release of hostages who have been held captive by Hamas in the Gaza Strip so that the ceasefire deal is achieved. Netanyahu's statements on Tuesday also came hours after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Israel to advance truce talks which are meant to free hostages and avert an Israeli offensive into Rafah and the potential harm to civilians there. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.